Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another horrible case with you. The date was October 3rd, 2024, in the city of Hyderabad, located in the Indian state of Telangana. There lived a millionaire named Ramesh Kumar. The 54-year-old Ramesh Kumar was a businessman who had invested a significant amount of money in real estate and several other ventures, which had made him a millionaire. Ramesh was married to a 29-year-old woman named Niharika. On October 3rd, Niharika suggested to Ramesh that they should go for a drive, saying, "You're always busy with work and it's been a long time since we went on a long drive together. Now, for a businessman, time management is everything. Endless calls, meetings, and constantly thinking about strategies to expand the business." However, Ramesh loved his wife dearly, so he agreed to go on the long drive with her. He then took his red Mercedes-Benz out of the garage. Niharika got into the car and the two of them headed toward Uppal, another city in Telangana. After driving for about 45 minutes, Niharika told her husband that she was hungry and that she loved the food at Maan restaurant. Hearing this, Ramesh turned the car toward National Highway 163, which connects Uppal to Bhuvanagiri. They then went to the restaurant for a meal. Before moving forward, let me tell you that the Indian state of Telangana is famous for its rich artistic heritage and ancient dance traditions. The capital city, Hyderabad, is renowned for its rich history, iconic architecture such as Charminar, vibrant food culture famous for biryani, and its status as a major hub for the Telugu film industry, Tollywood. Meanwhile, as Niharika was enjoying her meal at her favorite restaurant with Ramesh, she spotted an old friend of hers, Ankur Rana. Upon making eye contact, Niharika greeted Ankur and introduced him to her husband, Ramesh. The three of them sat together and had a long conversation over their meal. Where once Ankur was just Niharika's friend, he now became Ramesh's friend as well. Because of this, after finishing their meal, Niharika invited Ankur to join them. At first, Ankur hesitated, but eventually he agreed. Ankur actually lived in the state of Haryana, nearly 1,085 miles away from Hyderabad. But he had come to the city to meet a friend for some business-related work. Ankur told Niharika, "My friend was supposed to pick me up, but since you're insisting so much, you can drop me off on the way." Ramesh had no objections to giving Ankur a ride in his car, as by that time he and Ankur had already bonded well. However, before leaving the restaurant, Niharika ordered 3 small glasses of juice for all of them. After drinking the juice, the three of them left in Ramesh's red Mercedes-Benz. Ramesh was driving, Niharika was in the passenger seat, and Ankur was seated in the back. As Ramesh was driving, he started feeling a headache, something that had never happened before. But as the pain intensified, he asked Ankur to take over the driving while he moved to the back seat to rest. As soon as Ramesh sat in the back within a minute or two, his eyes started closing, and he lost consciousness. Seeing this, Ankur pulled the car over to the side of the road. He then used Niharika's scarf to strangle Ramesh to death. Throughout this, Niharika was overjoyed, as this entire plan had been orchestrated by her. Ankur continued strangling Ramesh until he stopped breathing. But why did Niharika, the woman Ramesh loved the most, betray him in such a brutal manner? You'll find out in the rest of the video. But after killing Ramesh, Niharika and Ankur hide his dead body in the trunk of his own car. After that, Ankur takes control of the car again. Their goal now was to dispose of Ramesh's dead body in a place where no one would find it. However, while driving, their car runs out of fuel, forcing them to stop at a fuel station along the way. By this time, it was gradually getting dark, and that's when Niharika gets an idea and tells Ankur to drive toward Bengaluru. Once they reach Bengaluru, Niharika gives Ankur a specific location, which was a suburb of Bengaluru city, called Ramamurthy Nagar. Now, let me tell you that the distance between Hyderabad and Bengaluru is 355 miles, which takes about 10 hours to cover by car. Additionally, Hyderabad is located in the state of Telangana, while Bengaluru is in its neighboring state, Karnataka. Because of this, their journey included several toll plazas. However, despite everything, Niharika and Ankur were not afraid at all, and eventually they reached the Bengaluru suburb of Ramamurthy on October 4th. Once there, Niharika contacts another friend, Dr. Nikhil Maradi, who was a veterinarian. Niharika then tells Dr. Nikhil that she killed her husband a few hours ago and now needs his help to dispose of the body. Initially, Nikhil is shocked upon hearing this, but later he agrees to help Niharika and Ankur dispose of Ramesh's dead body. Nikhil knew of a place, a coffee estate, that was currently abandoned. A coffee estate is a large farm dedicated solely to coffee cultivation and production. The coffee estate Nikhil mentioned was in Karnataka's Kodagu district, which was 168 miles from Nikhil's home in Ramamurthy Nagar. Upon learning this, Niharika quickly tells Nikhil to get in the car, and once again, Ankur drives for about 6 hours from Bengaluru to Kodagu. So first, they travel from Hyderabad to Bengaluru, and then from Bengaluru to Kodagu. In the process of killing her husband, Ramesh, and disposing of his body, Niharika had covered a journey of approximately 530 miles, and Ankur had driven for 16 hours. Finally, on October 5th, Ankur, Nikhil, and Niharika arrive at a coffee estate in Kodagu. They find a secluded spot, take Ramesh's dead body out of the car's trunk, wrap it in a blanket, pour petrol over it, and set it on fire. Once they are convinced that the fire has destroyed Ramesh's facial identity, the three of them get back into the Mercedes-Benz and leave the place. After this, Niharika and Ankur drop off their third accomplice, Nikhil, at his home in Bengaluru, and then return to Hyderabad in Ramesh's car. Upon arriving, Niharika instructs Ankur to park Ramesh's car back in his garage and leave. She then goes to the police station near her home and files a missing person complaint for Ramesh. Niharika did this because she wanted to mislead the police investigation and divert suspicion away from herself. Meanwhile, the Telangana police form a team to search for Ramesh, but their efforts prove futile. This is because the Telangana police were searching for Ramesh in Hyderabad, while his dead body was rotting in the Kodagu district of Karnataka, a neighboring state of Telangana. But then, on October 8, 2024, locals spot a half-burnt dead body near the coffee estate. One of them calls a police station in Kodagu and reports that they have just found a half-burnt dead body of a man in the coffee plantation. The police then arrive at the crime scene, and upon seeing the body they realize that its condition is extremely deteriorated. Karnataka police then launch an investigation into the murder, starting with questioning the people living near the coffee plantation. However, after hours of questioning, they failed to find any eyewitnesses who had seen the murder happen with their own eyes. Now, the police have an unidentified body whose face is completely disfigured due to the fire. This makes it clear to Karnataka police that the case will not be easy to solve. As a result, they form 4 special investigation teams. One of these teams is assigned the sole task of checking the CCTV footage from the surrounding areas. During this process, the investigation team first comes across a CCTV camera located about a mile away from the coffee plantation. The police then decide to thoroughly examine the footage from this camera. After several hours of scrutinizing the footage, they finally get lucky and find a frame showing a red Mercedes-Benz heading toward the same coffee plantation where the half-burnt body was found. Following this lead, Karnataka police decide to check every CCTV camera installed along the route leading to the coffee plantation. When they review the footage from these cameras, they find that the red Mercedes-Benz has been captured by multiple CCTV cameras. This helps the police confirm that the red Benz was indeed heading toward the coffee plantation on October 5th. Karnataka police then note down the car's license plate number and check its registration details. They discover that the license plate is registered in Hyderabad, Telangana, and the car belongs to a man named Ramesh Kumar. With this information, Karnataka police seek help from Telangana police, and by the last days of the third week of October, they reach Ramesh's house. However, they find out that Ramesh Kumar had already been reported missing by his wife, Niharika. According to a report, the police reviewed over 500 CCTV camera footages in this case, before finally finding some clips that showed a woman and a man sitting inside Ramesh's car. Some of these clips were captured at toll plazas and along the Karnataka-Telangana border. Telangana police then show Ramesh's family the CCTV footage where a woman and a man are seen in Ramesh's car. The moment they see the footage, Ramesh's family immediately recognizes that the woman in the car is none other than Niharika. At this point, the police confirm that Niharika is indeed Ramesh's wife, but no one recognizes the man driving Ramesh's car, as no one knows anything about him. To make things more suspicious, when Karnataka police arrived at Ramesh's house, Niharika was not home. Given the statements from Ramesh's family, the suspicion of both state police forces now turns toward Niharika. When they track Niharika's location, they find out that she is still in Bengaluru. With this confirmation, Karnataka police return to Bengaluru and finally arrest Niharika on October 22nd, 2024. Actually, Niharika was living near Nikhil's house in Bengaluru. However, the police didn't even have to interrogate her too harshly because, before they could, she confessed that she had killed Ramesh. After this, she also revealed the whereabouts of their third accomplice, Dr. Nikhil, to the Karnataka police. The police then arrested Nikhil from his home and brought him to the police station for questioning, just like Niharika. Initially, both of them told the police the same story about Ramesh's murder that we had discussed earlier. Additionally, when the Karnataka police asked them who else was involved in Ramesh's murder, they revealed the name of their other accomplice, Ankur Rana. Following this, the police questioned Niharika about Ankur's location, but she repeatedly claimed she didn't know anything about it. However, after a few hours of continuous interrogation, she finally revealed that Ankur was hiding somewhere in Haridwar, Uttarakhand. With this information, the police began tracing Ankur's phone number, which eventually led them to his exact location. To put things in perspective, the distance from Bengaluru to Haridwar is 1,452 miles, which would take approximately 37 hours by car. Due to this, the Karnataka police sought the assistance of the Uttarakhand police, and with their help, Ankur Rana was arrested in Haridwar on October the 25th, 2024. With all three suspects now in custody, the police began investigating the motive behind Ramesh Kumar's murder. However, after several hours of questioning, they found that the root cause of Ramesh Kumar's death seemed to be Niharika's troubled childhood. Niharika came from a decent family that was financially well off. She was always a brilliant student and one of the top performers in her class. Her childhood was going well until tragedy struck. Her father passed away when she was still very young. This incident left a deep impact on her life. To make matters worse, before she could even finish her schooling, her mother remarried. After that, Niharika's stepfather didn't pay much attention to her, and over time even her mother became distant. Growing up in this environment, Niharika continued to excel in her studies and passed high school with excellent grades. As a result, she secured admission to a reputed engineering college, as she aspired to become a software engineer. In India, this bachelor's degree typically takes 4 years to complete, and during her third year of college, she fell in love with a man. There isn't much information available about him on the internet, but one confirmed detail is that the two of them got married during Niharika's final days of college. Surprisingly, at that time, Niharika was only 20 years old. After completing her degree, Niharika started applying to major IT companies, showcasing her skills and qualifications. Since Bengaluru is considered the IT hub of India, she eventually secured a job at a reputable IT company there. However, around this time, she once again faced personal challenges. She struggled to balance her married life with her hectic work schedule, leading to a quick divorce. Following this, she decided to refocus on her career, but during this period, she was also fired from her company. At that time, Niharika was going through a difficult phase in her life, and that's when she had to travel from Bengaluru to the northern Indian state of Haryana for work. During this period, Niharika met a man named Kamaldeep Saini from Karnal, Haryana, through a dating app. Kamaldeep was also a software engineer. Later, they started meeting in real life as well. But during these meetings, Niharika never told Kamaldeep anything about her past. Eventually, Kamaldeep fell in love with Niharika and proposed to her for marriage. Niharika also agreed to the relationship, and in 2019, the two got married. After this second marriage, Niharika decided to leave Bengaluru and settle in Haryana. For the next 2 years, everything went well in her life, but in 2021, she was arrested in Haryana for a financial fraud case. After marriage, things seemed to be going smoothly for Niharika, but then Kamaldeep accused her of defrauding him of more than 7 million Indian rupees. Kamaldeep claimed that Niharika had fabricated false stories about personal crises and, over time, took 7 million Indian rupees from him, which, according to today's conversion, amounts to $81,814. Additionally, Kamaldeep informed the police that Niharika had never told him about her first marriage before they got married, and he only found out the truth 2 years after their wedding. Following this, the Haryana police arrested Niharika and put her in a women's prison. While in jail, she met the mother of a man named Ankur Rana. The two developed a strong bond inside the prison, and Niharika shared her life story with her, how her childhood was full of struggles, what her experience was like in her first marriage, and why she was now in jail. After hearing Niharika's entire story, Ankur Rana's mother assured her not to worry and promised that once she was out of jail, her son Ankur would help her. A few months later, when Niharika was released from prison, the first person she met was 30-year-old Ankur Rana. After spending some time with him, Niharika fell in love with him as well, but by then her life was already in turmoil. Because of this, she decided to return to Bengaluru for work and soon secured a job at a company there. Coincidentally, during her time at this company, she met a man named Ramesh Kumar. At that time, Niharika was about 29 years old, but despite their 25-year age gap, Ramesh fell in love with her at first sight. However, he knew nothing about Niharika's past. The surprising thing was that Ramesh was already married and extremely wealthy, yet he was making every effort to impress Niharika. When Niharika noticed how much Ramesh cared for her and how much money he was spending on her, she had a change of heart once again. Over time, she realized that Ramesh was immensely rich, owning multiple houses, luxury cars, and being a successful real estate businessman. Upon learning all this, Niharika was no longer interested in Ankur and became attracted to Ramesh's wealth. She then started showing affection toward Ramesh, and eventually, the millionaire Ramesh proposed marriage to her, which Niharika accepted. After this, Ramesh divorced his first wife and left his children to live with her. Then, Ramesh married Niharika, which was her third marriage. But after this wedding, Niharika started living the life of her dreams. She no longer had to go to an office every day. Even if she had to buy vegetables, she would switch between multiple cars to get there. Then came September 2024. That month, Ramesh sold his most expensive property, worth 80 million Indian rupees, or approximately $935,000. When Ramesh's second wife, Niharika, found out about this huge financial transaction, greed once again took hold of her. One day, when Ramesh returned home from work, Niharika asked him to transfer the 80 million rupees from the property sale to her name, but Ramesh refused, which made Niharika furious. Her anger grew like a wildfire, and she decided that in order to take full control of Ramesh's property, she would have to eliminate him. With this idea in mind, she began meticulously planning his murder step by step. However, Niharika needed at least one more person to help her execute the plan, and that's when she remembered her ex-boyfriend from Haryana, Ankur. Niharika called Ankur and told him that she wanted to kill her husband so that all of his property would be transferred to her. Once everything was in her name, they could get married, and Ankur would also become a millionaire. Hearing this, Ankur was thrilled and asked her what he needed to do. As part of her plan, Niharika called Ankur to Hyderabad on October 1st, 2024, 2 days before Ramesh's murder. In response to Niharika's invitation, Ankur traveled from Haryana to Hyderabad to assist in the killing. What's happening after that? We already discussed in the beginning of the video how Niharika took Ramesh on a long drive, introduced him to Ankur, drugged his juice to make him unconscious, and then murdered him. In the end, Niharika and her 2 accomplices were caught. But in her greed, Niharika not only killed Ramesh and destroyed his family's life, but also ruined the life of veterinarian Dr. Nikhil. As for Ankur, he was already on the wrong path, and in the end he got neither the money nor the chance to marry Niharika. As of the latest updates in November 2024, just a month after Ramesh Kumar's murder, a district court in Kodagu granted bail to Dr. Nikhil, citing his limited role in the crime. Meanwhile, Ankur Rana filed a bail petition in the Karnataka High Court, but the court rejected it, acknowledging his active involvement in the murder conspiracy. Apart from them, the main accused, Niharika, is still in custody. She faces charges of conspiracy, murder, and destruction of evidence. The case is still ongoing in court, and legal proceedings against the accused continue. We will keep a close watch on this case, and whenever there is a new update, we will share it in a community post on the David True Crime channel. Whenever someone commits a crime out of love, lust, or greed, if they take just a moment to think that once caught, they will be left with neither love nor wealth nor satisfaction. Perhaps many crimes could be prevented. In this case as well, if Niharika, Ankur, and Nikhil had thought about spending the rest of their lives in prison before committing the murder, they might not have killed Ramesh Kumar. But now, the main accused, Niharika and Ankur, will likely spend the rest of their lives behind bars. The very wealth, money they killed Ramesh for will now never be theirs. So with that, the Ramesh Kumar murder case comes to an end right here. If you appreciate our efforts, like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. Thank you.